Broadcasting from the heart of the continental United States and sailing the steel breeze of the World Wide Web, this is the Thursday Night Nexus. Thank you. Welcome to Thursday Night Nexus. I am James, a.k.a. The Idol Smasher. That's the moniker, at The Idol Smasher. James, the Idol Smasher at gmail.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Glad to have you here. We are taking time every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central right here in these United States to talk Torah and all things related to Torah, which is everything. One way or another. It's all there. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be we take this time really to just bask in Torah in the Torah portion of the week. But it's also a time when we want to connect with you out there and hear what you have to say, because this is a nexus. This is where everyone can come. Doesn't matter your religion. As long as you've got good cheer, good spirit, and a decent attitude, you can be atheist, Christian, Muslim. You're all welcome. Buddhists, please. Taoists, deists, and don't knowists. Come on in. We'd like to have you here. So over here in the chat, you will see a link that says Rumble Studio. And click on that. If you're watching on X, I'm not sure if it comes through yet. Facebook, we're broadcasting on Facebook. The Orphans of Avraham is a wonderful private group we have there, but we just want to make sure people are going to behave and who are actually interested in Torah. You can go there. You get notifications for this show every time. And thank you for your support. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and that we're supposed to say. And buymeacoffee.com / The Idol Smasher. If you'd like to, give this, I'm broadcasting right now out of my Radio Shack. This is where the shortwave, the Citizens Band radio, the GMRS, my FRS radios, and all my gizmos and gadgets. So, we could make improvements to the show and to the channel. So if you like what we do here and you want to see more of it and you'd like to see things grow and have more content produced, feel free. I would not turn you down. Buymeacoffee.com / The Idol Smasher. And waiting in the wings is my study buddy, my partner, my where'd she go? I thought I had you in here. Let's try that again. I said accept. No one is in the waiting room. Come on back. There she is. It's Rosalie.
Hi.
Rosalie doesn't like using her camera.
Yeah.
But Rosalie is here with us. How you doing, Rosalie?
I'm tired.
Shalom, shalom. Welcome.
Shalom. Paste.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired too. We've got this tiny little bitty kitchen at work. And my boss purchased an overabundance of product in which there is no room on a shelf.
Right.
So the product I put on the floor, it's either there or on a shelf in the fridge, and not supposed to have some stuff. So I've just gotten a nice little talk from my boss before coming into work today. I'm like, you know what? Physics. It's like it's a game of Tetris. I'm like, even Tetris fills up eventually. Come on. Here, let me get that link. I see what you did there. I see what you did, Rosalie. We're going to put this link. If you don't have it in the description, we'll put here in the chat the link to this week's Torah portion, which we will be reading from. Also, we've got 2 weeks worth of memes to get through. I picked the best because the darn thing wasn't working last week, and if it would, of course, we were having a solar storm at the time, and that can affect everything, not only from the migration of animals to radio to Wi-Fi even. So that might have had something to do with it. I've been really interested in what we call space weather. Spaceweather.com. Every day it's an update, and you learn about the sun. The Chinese did a study that shows that every time there is a geomagnetic storm, no matter how minor, heart attacks go up at that time. And they've shown it over a period of 6 years. It affect the migration of animals. I'm sure it has some effect on us here on Earth. And I noticed that when we get these big storms, a lot of people get stressed out. Even I get stressed out. I get it. But there are forces beyond what we think. And if you can imagine, the sun affects both weather, lightning and thunder, or lightning. and human behavior and the migration of animals. Imagine what the plan in store for that sun is. There just might be my friend on here on a friend of mine on Facebook. He was posting. It was Sam, and Sam's been on here. I've been on Sam's show, and Sam's not around right now, but he was showing me bits in the Talmud and whatnot that says that in the Messianic times the sun is going to reveal its true power.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this, folks out there, and comment below.
Don't kick the sucker.
Let me ask you this, folks out there in internet land, and Rosalie, you can tell me too. Have you noticed that colors are getting richer?
Mm-hmm.
That's a sign. That's a biblical sign.
They have for years.
So things are happening. Things are happening out there. And as much as I detest my species, I'd like to get as many folks on the boat as I can. I'd like to make this transition into a better world easier. You think it's not going to happen? I mean, it's a pipe dream, but it's a nice sentiment. It's a nice thought that we could ease the transition of the Messianic era, because there's going to be some pretty horrible stuff, and we're seeing a lot of it now.
Have you read about it in the Talmud?
Which part?
About the everybody coming together for God. Don't kick the sukkah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Need a bigger sukkah, if anything, because everybody's coming home. It's going to be a house for all nations, so everybody's going to be coming home. Well, let's get to it. Let's get to some memes. Let's just get this out of the way, because we got a ton of them. One that some things are old news and some things are never old news. And some things are just, memes. The greatest memes are ones that are timeless. This one right here. This is a fantastic meme. This has been me. My little girl brought home a nice little virus or something for us to handle here in the household. Another one. It's not political. It's just, it's a fact. I mean, look at the guy. Look at that. He's having fun wielding a baton,
Mm-hmm.
Do what you love. Do what you love. Okay, it's not really old news, but here we go. Here we go. Look at the hairdo on that thing. Look at that. She's not an unattractive young lady. She could have children and be having a life and having a garden out back, growing fruits and vegetables organically. She could be taking care of animals, and she could have a good looking strong Swedish man. No, she's out doing this, and no man wants to touch her. No man.
Did you read the top of it?
Yeah.
Wheels on a shopping cart.
Yeah, there's always one that's...
Three are the same and one is bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's Greta. Poor Greta. Poor Greta. Age-old question. Good grief. Is there no deed too low for the commies? No, Captain Marvel. There is no deed that's too done. Okay,
that's
this
Superman.
I was supposed to... No, that's Captain Marvel. Look at the cape.
That's Superman.
That's Captain Marvel. I will out nerd you. I promise. I would not say falsely. Yeah, the red suit with the rope that has the British captain kind of overlay. Yeah, these eyebrows. That's how you can tell. That's Captain Marvel, who was sued for being too much like Superman and taken off the market in the 50s. So you're not wrong.
Okay.
This is a PG-13 show, by the way. If your chitlins are around, okay. If you're PG-13, okay. Anybody else, go away. Stop the video right here, because sometimes we say wordy dirds on the show, but sometimes you just got to have them on there. Speaking of wordy dirds, hey. Huh?
Yeah.
Not so easy, is it? I love it, and that's why the theme of the show I mentioned on there. Judaism out of the closet. We'll get to that. All right. For the gun control folks out there, I've got to ask you this. It's a legitimate question, huh?
Yes.
And it's true.
Mm-hmm.
The man took a freaking bullet. I don't care if it was in his ear or what. And what was he saying when he went down? Duck, 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 in that cute little Trump voice he's got. But he was serious. Duck, duck. He's telling everybody, duck, duck, duck.
Right.
All right. And of course, this is a big deal. Taylor Swift. Yeah. Oh, that's PG-13. PG-13 here in the Nexus. We are adults. Okay. This is just a statement of fact I had to throw in. It's not exactly a meme.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fond of certain religions, but when you go in and you start shooting children,
Yeah.
and they say it's the guns, I have one thing to show you. To those who say that it's the guns, okay, trust me, it's not the guns. I promise, okay? I promise. And yes, you may have this one. This one was actually mine, but I've been putting it out there as much as I can. Of course, the good old ones, the good old days. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true.
You spelled Democrat. Who spelled communist wrong? Yep.
I spelled communist wrong?
When you say Democrat?
Oh,
like,
yeah, yes. And finally, you think that Stalin killed 20 million? Well, you're right. He still has the record because Pinochet did the right thing on the earth, and hopefully we can change some minds with some reality with our folks out there. So compliments, comments, complaints, suggestions. Always love your suggestions. Oh, this one too. Yeah, I keep this around just because it's one of my favorite memes of all time. But we love your suggestions. Okay, moving right along.
yes.
The strain that anti-Israelism is showing up on certain social media influencers, that's the word, certain Rephaim. See, I still say Arab, so just give me a break here. Some Nephilim, some giants, some people that invoke fear in others so easily, and they're untouchable. And we've got a few influencers out there who've been giving Israel some flack, and I looked at them recently, and they don't look so good.
No.
They do not look good. I don't know if I can feel bad because God does harden hearts. Do you feel bad for Pharaoh? I mean, because God hardened his heart, he was ready to get rid of him. He's like, fine. Oh, this one plague. Oh, Jesus, nasty. It's terrible. Look at let him go. Just get him out. And then God hardens his heart.
But wait, there's more.
But wait. Oh, I got to get one. Oh, I got to get me a shot of Charlton Heston talking to Pharaoh. Mm-hmm. But wait, there's more. That's a meme. That's a meme right there, Rosalie. I'm stealing it. I'm not stealing a meme. I'm not stealing a meme. The rule of acquisition 286. If someone posts a quality meme, you're not only right to acquire it, you are obligated to it. So take it from a veteran of the meme wars. Wait, there's more, Pharaoh. Hang on. Mm-hmm. Egypt had to be punished. And obviously this silly Pharaoh was not the Pharaoh that had the sickness to throw people little babies into alligator pits. But it wasn't up to him because the whole of Egypt was with it too. So save maybe the handmaidens. What do you call them? The birthing, not the birthing mother. The what do you call them? Midwives. Yes, we're not sure if they were Hebrew midwives or Egyptian. That's not explicitly stated in the Torah, so we don't really know. But for the most part, Egypt was going along with it. Egypt had to pay, and yet many Egyptians lived.
Well, I'm sure there are Egyptian midwives and Israeli midwives.
Yes, absolutely. But the ones who stood up to Pharaoh, there's no indication in the text if they were Hebrew or Israel or Egyptian. And there's an argument about that. One thing you learn when you study Judaism, they love to argue. Okay, they love to argue. Everyone's like, "Oh, they read the Talmud." Have you read it? Have you read how many rabbis are arguing in the same page? Let alone the whole conversation.
I get the DAF sent to me every day.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
I should get that.
Okay, I'll send you the link.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right.
You're a handy girl. You know that? Okay.
Yeah, I
Um,
know.
there's a great article you sent. I think it was today. The 11 facts you should know about Bet Din, which is
Right.
a Jewish court of law, biblical court of law.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, and I was going to read it here. I know we got to do. We're going to do Parsha, and I'm getting warm already, so I got to turn my fan on here. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, send some heat this way. It's kind of like 55 degrees. It's a little cold for this time of year.
Excuse me.
We're not supposed to have shit like this until October.
We're having a mildness ourselves. I could have worn a windbreaker today, leaving the house. It's been very mild.
I've been
But we
wearing a
had
hoodie.
2 delicious watermelons, a whole bunch of tomatoes, a couple of peppers,
Hey,
and about 6 beans off our bush bean plants.
all right.
That's all we got. 6 green beans. That's it. We'll try next year. We'll plant them early, and I think we've agreed that next year we're going to be planting pumpkins, because to have our own pumpkins for the season and put them on the porch,
Uh-huh.
All right. So yeah, I thought maybe we could get a drink real quick here.
Uh-huh.
This is there's a lot more room in the B'nai Noah in the Sheva Mitzvot Hashem, the 7 laws of Noah. There's a little more room in the justice system, but for the most part, you're going to get something really good here. We don't like lawyers. Why are Jews good lawyers? Law. And we're going to read in Deuteronomy here in a bit. I mean, this is law. This is what you need. I just wanted a list. You give me a list, I can keep it. Well, here's your list. Here's Torah. This is what kids are learning. Kids are learning this stuff. Kids are learning legal stuff. Children.
Uh-huh.
Make a just world. Well, what would God's priests, people chosen? Oh, there's the other word that it's getting thrown around all the time by these crazies out there on the who are not looking well, and it just saddens me to see them. But what was I saying? What did you just say, Rosalie? I don't remember either. Darn.
About what?
Oh, the chosen people. To be chosen doesn't mean superior. It never has. It never did. Never. The Jews will say
It's a
that Torah.
job.
Yeah.
It's a job, for crying out loud.
They're not chosen to be good musicians or great athletes. They're chosen to minister the world via Torah.
Mm-hmm. They only get good is because they follow Torah and do what it says.
And when they don't, you get 2,000 years of
You get
diaspora.
twice punished.
Yeah. So, 11 facts you should know about a Bet Din, a Jewish court of law. And if you're Christian, Muslim, listen up. This is good stuff. I'm sure you're going to fit right in. You don't even know it. Number one, it's a mitzvah to appoint them and listen to them. Jewish courts aren't just a practical necessity, they're a Torah obligation. The portion of Shoftim instructs us to appoint judges and officers in all your gates. And once they issue a ruling, it's a mitzvah to follow it. Following the teachings and rulings they give you, do not sway from what they tell you to the right nor to the left. Number
or
2.
Add or subtract.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We run into that with our cousins, don't we? Oh, that doesn't count anymore. Oh, that doesn't mean anything anymore. Oh, that's been done away with.
Nope. Anyway, number 2.
They've been around since Sinai. Jewish courts go way back, all the way to Mount Sinai, from the time we received the Torah. Courts of law were an essential part of Jewish life. Giants of Jewish history like Moses, Joshua, Samuel, and King David personally led courts, taking an active part in settling disputes and issuing rulings. And Noah, all the descendants of Noah had that on them. That's on us, you and me. 3, there were once Sanhedrin. In Talmudic times, high-level courts were known as the Sanhedrin, from a Greek word meaning assembly. It has meaning in Hebrew too. Sanhedrin is a composite of the term soneh and
Hadrat.
hadrat,
Panim.
and panim. Uh, despite despising
Despise partiality.
partiality, a trait every judge must have. With the abolition of simcha, Sanhedrin no longer exists. Today's courts are basically name Bet Din, House of Law, instead. It's going to be established when the Torah has been established. Mashiach kind of clears everything up. That's one of the actual functions of Mashiach in Judaism, is when he lives, he clarifies the Torah. He's the light that he has the light that guides the light. Okay? And because we're scattered, we're fractured, we're shattered in many ways, he's going to unify. He's going to be the light of the light. He's going to clear everything up. All religion will go away, and yet everyone will know God and that God is one. I really do believe that those who are what you might call pagan and go off on other things are really on the same path. They're just farther away. The light will be so bright it can reach them, and they'll know.
Oh, absolutely.
This is good. Jewish law requires that a court have an odd number of judges. Why? To avoid a tie. The judges disagree. The verdict follows the majority.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm at kabod.org. By the way, I haven't even given the source of this. They used to be three-tiered. When the Holy Temple stood in Jerusalem, there were three levels of courts. There was the Bet Din,
Okay.
Hagadol, the Supreme
Here
Court,
it is.
Sanhedrin, which is the Katana, which is a small court, and then a Beth Din, which does with corporal and monetary cases. But we're talking about the Bet Din is the ultimate authority in all matters of Jewish law. Certain high-level cases could only be judged there. Capital, corporal, and monetary cases headed by the Sanhedrin, Katana, and then the Beth Din, corporal and monetary cases, the lower monetary cases. So today's courts are essentially a scaled-down version of the lowest tier. More on this below. Number 6, not just anyone could be a judge. To sit on the Sanhedrin, you had to be wise, humble, God-fearing, honest, money-loathing, truth-loving, beloved, and have a good reputation. In addition to extensive Torah knowledge, you needed some expertise in disciplines such as medicine, math, and astronomy, so you could know how to judge cases according to those fields. And you couldn't be childless or too old, since someone with a family is more likely to be sympathetic. Fun fact, judges in the Sanhedrin were fluent in many languages, so they could hear cases directly without interpreters. And in the Talmud, it also states that in the Laws of Kings that non-Jews would bring cases to Jewish courts because they would only trust them at the time. And there's even rules when a ben noach, and that means it's the same thing as a ger toshav, same laws, same application here. Here's how you judge here, and you get Hilchot Malachim. That's 10:10. That's one of our favorites. Okay. Moving right along. 7, they were the guardians of tradition. When God gave the Torah at Sinai, he also gave the oral Torah, explanations and traditions that clarify the written law. These teachings were passed from generation to generation through the central Beth Din of the time, from Moses to Rav Ashi, who redacted the Talmud. There were 40 central Beth Dins, forming an unbroken chain spanning 1,800 years that preserved the oral Torah until it was recorded in the Mishnah and Talmud. Like how to slaughter an animal so that you can eat.
Right.
Yeah, that goes way back, and that could only be passed on through teacher to teacher, from teacher to student, father to son. Number 8, today's courts have less power. Back then, a court could impose capital punishment, corporal penalties, and special fines, but only if its judges had a special ordination called simcha. This ordination could only be granted in the land of Israel by someone who had received smicha himself, in an unbroken chain of authority going back to Moses. That chain ended during the persecutions of exile. The exact time is somewhat murky,
Murky.
not the metal, and with authentic simcha extinct, smicha,
Mhm.
until the Messianic era. The Beth Dins of today's don't wield the same level of authority. Number 9, but they are still very important despite these restrictions. Modern Beth Dins are deeply involved in Jewish life. Among their many responsibilities, to resolve disputes between individuals, to oversee conversations to Judaism.
Conversions.
What did I say? What did I say?
Conversations.
Well, I've avoided this. Here we go. I guessed on a couple words, I know, but I guess I got them right. To oversee conversions to Judaism, to handle Jewish divorces, to provide guidance in various areas of Jewish life. Number 10, they are presided over by an Av Beth Den. A senior figure in a Jewish court is called the Av Beth Den, head of the court. The term is borrowed from the Supreme Court of old, which was headed by a Nasi, a leader, and his deputy, the Av Beth Din. According to today's Av Beth Din, does not have the same authority as his namesake. The post is usually filled by a venerable scholar whose word carries considerable weight. And here's the thing. Number 11. Unlike in American courts, there is no jury in a Beth Din. The judges themselves hear the case and issue the verdict. And instead of lawyers, litigants can employ the services of a Tohen, an expert in Jewish law who helps present their case.
Mhm.
No go-between.
Nope.
Interesting.
That's why you need at least 2 witnesses, 2 or 3 witnesses.
2 or 3, yeah.
In some cases, can have up to 72 judges.
Yeah, it could go up and up and up and up and up and up.
Mhm.
They bring in judges from all around.
Yep.
I'm not sure. Has there ever been one? Do you know of one that's ever gone that far? Any case?
No. I can't say for sure.
I don't think it's ever been that way, but they make room for it, don't they?
Yeah. Well, if they have 72 people, it probably has because they had to come to 72 for a reason. Or
True.
73. There must be a reason for it, so don't know. There's probably something in the Talmud about it.
I want to say there hasn't been one. I could be wrong, though. I don't want to talk too big.
Yeah, where's Gavin? We need him.
Yeah. He's sleeping right now, probably. Hopefully peacefully and sleeping well.
Yes.
Take care of that family. Take care of them chitlins.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, strong Israel. I like that.
Okay.
I like a strong Israel. That's they're up. They're out of the closet.
Ooh, boy, let me tell you what, Netanyahu he had a good speech today about the one Arab guy that turned around and slapped him in the face and all this. And turned around, he found out why. Because this guy got accused of having um, sexual relationships and rape and all this sexual abuse. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is that okay, well, and so he did that. So he turned around to take everybody's sights off of him and said something about Israel because he figured that would give it, get it off of him. And then another woman came up and did this, accused him too. So it's like, yeah, you've been relieved of duties. Yeah, that was.
I didn't get to see that part. There was a speech he gave. I'll have to go back and see that. I didn't see all of it then, I guess. Ooh.
This was in the Reels section, on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and just so you know, in your side chat over here, You will see the second one. The first one is the Parsha, and the second
Okay,
one is for the Daf. So if you want to
gotcha.
make a copy of that and stick it in your, I don't know if I did that or
Mhm.
not. And then the third one was what we just got done reading.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow, that's a big link. All right.
And just copy it
Yep.
because I get them mailed to me every day.
All right. Yeah, the Jews are renegades. They're the renegades of renegades. They had the whole world against them. They were the only monotheists on the planet of any size, of any note. We have Druze, we have other people, I think. But the Jews have always been the renegades because they would not bow down to a king. You know, they had their own king. It was the Jebusite king who bowed himself down to David when he sold the land that the temple was built on.
Hmm.
Um, but for 2,000 years, they've lived under some oppression. Um,
Okay, I did send the link to you, so you don't have to.
thank you.
It was the one for today or yesterday, so you should be able to go and sign up for it for your own.
Gotcha. Um, when the Jews are like they are now, they're in their land. More are coming, and they're standing up. They've had to live a closeted life. They had to be Jewish. They had to be just Jewish enough to so they're Jewish, but they couldn't talk about Torah to people. There's actually a period in medieval Europe that if you were caught learning Torah, you and the rabbi would die. They're not
Hmm.
going to spread Torah for that. Why should you die? Stay a Christian, stay a pagan. Try to be good, but they couldn't do anything. They had no influence. Um, and by the way, if you don't like Jews in Hollywood, they invented theater. They didn't invent theater. They might as well have been. They've been around that long. They've always been good at theater. Okay, you're as bad as Hitler. He hated Jews, fags, and gypsies, but loved the theater. But without Jews, fags, and gypsies, there'd be no theater. Mel Brooks. So
Right.
they haven't been able to be open. But when you take Judaism out of a box, it is the biggest story of freedom in the world right now. No one's fighting for freedom more right now in this world today than
That's right.
Israel.
If Israel goes down, the whole world goes down. And that was by
Um,
Bibi. He said that.
yeah, at this point, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but you can either make it easy on yourself or not, y'all.
Hmm.
Um, um, it's freedom. It's liberty. Proclaim liberty in your lands. That was on the Liberty Bell. That's from Torah. Um, it means absolute freedom. You think that we're bound and shackled by law and by statute. We're not. That's what frees mankind from human nature. It frees you from yourself. It frees you from your own desires. Um, on a national level and family, I think, and even independence. So yeah, that's what I brought up in there. Judaism out of the closet equals freedom. It's going on. I see them. That's exactly what it's about because the the premise of Torah is freeing slaves and setting them up so they'll never be slaves again. And they have been second class citizens, third class citizens. They've been pogromed and holocausted and they've been through the ringer, but they're still here. They're not going away. And when they come home and hold their own, and it's a miracle they're even alive over there right now, something's up because this is what they've been talking about for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years. It's what Ezekiel was talking about. It's what Isaiah was talking about. It's what Amos was talking about. Malachi. It's happening. It's too late. We can't go back. Um, and it's about freedom and balance and justice. If you want freedom, you need justice. and we're commanded to build a just world. All of us, not just Jews, according to Judaism, of course.
Correct.
So I think that's all I have to say on that. The Israel, they're not taking crap anymore. They got to take care of business and let them do so. They've earned the right to that land by right of conquest alone. When I say conquest, no one really stopped them until 47. Actually, excuse me, I should say that. White paper of 39. But they weren't exactly expelling Jews during the Holocaust out of Jewish Palestine, were they? That came later with the war, and they were attacked from 7 nations the day they proclaimed independence, and they people tried it again and again and again and again, and they won. It's theirs. They earned it on that level alone. Okay, can we just give them that? Sorry, we're here. The white man's here in America. Can't fix the Trail of Tears. We can do our best to make it better, but we're here. Jews are there, and they're not leaving, and it ain't by their own doing. It's not about the Jews, it's about their God. Okay. Want to move on to some Parsha?
Sure. I'm going to throw this in here. Giorgio Armani died today.
The jeweler, or the fashion guy?
Yep, he was 91.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Well, people love your stuff. They pay stupid prices for it.
This is true.
Okay, now I'm thinking of stupid American fashion. Okay. All right. I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
So a regular of ours came in on prom night. And had to hunch over, or else she would just come exploding out of this dress that wasn't a dress. It was a glorified teddy. Sorry. PG-13.
A glorified teddy? Oh, boy.
Well, and she's trying to be, pretty and beautiful and sexy and all that good stuff. And, going to prom, you look great. You know what? You don't sit there and shame a young girl going to prom. But when she started going to the next dance they had, I said, try a gown. Try something,
I would say a lot of the high schools and all that in schools have a dress code that you have to follow or you don't get in.
Well, some of the stuff I see these young women wearing when they all go out and party and stuff, and I'm like, I just can't.
No.
Try a gown. Cover your shoulders. Just try it. I bet you'll look better than you ever thought. Don't get a big bell. Don't get this big, dress. I'm not telling you to be, act like a queen, but try something slimming, something that's. I tell you, the confidence was night and day, and she had to come back in the store just to show and say you were right. So when it comes to American fashion, I get it, but go elegance. And cover stuff up. You're beautiful anyway. If you want to look at how Jewish women do it, look at how Hindi women do it. Okay, Hindis have long,
gorgeous, yes.
So
Indian women, yes.
Yeah. It's okay. You can be beautiful and sexy and not have to show skin and have to keep yourself from pop. Bless her heart. Okay, it's been a while. She's not going to watch, so I don't have to worry about it. But still, okay. Let's get on to some Torah. We got some Torah. Hopefully, we can do Torah. We can do half Torah. We'll see how we do it here.
Okay.
We are in
Teitzei.
What? Okay, yes. Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 10 is where we begin this week. If you go out to war against your enemies and God, your God, delivers him into your hands and you take captives, and you see a beautiful woman among the captives, and you desire her and take her for yourself as a wife, you must bring her into your home, and she must shave her head and let her nails grow. She must take off the garment she was wearing in her captivity. In her captivity. See about that freedom stuff? She must remain in your house and must weep for her father and her mother for a full month. After that, you may go to her and have marital relations with her, and she will become your wife. By the way, I just want to explain something. I want to get this through. What we're reading and what Deuteronomy is a repetition of what came before in the first 4 books. What Moses is doing is rounding things up, putting a nice bow on it as the Israelites are crossing the Jordan into the land that he will never see or see, but he
He's
won't step in.
recapping
He's
where they should
recapping.
know.
Okay. 14. If you do not desire her, you must divorce her and send her away on her own. You may not sell her for money, nor may you keep her as a bondswoman, since you afflicted her. She has to mourn her family, and the shaving her head, growing of nails is to kind of get it all out because
Yep.
she's going to start a new life.
Can't make her a slave. That's what that says, basically.
Yes. If a man has 2 wives, one beloved and the other despised, and they bear him sons, the beloved one and the despised one, and the firstborn son is from the despised one, on the day that he bequeaths his estate to his sons, he will not be able to give the son of the beloved one birthright precedence over the son of the despised one, who is the firstborn.
Now, see, we're going to stop there. Now, this is the whole thing between, what was it? Sarah and, what's her name?
And Hagar.
Hagar, yeah. So that's basically
Rather,
what that was, yeah.
he must acknowledge the firstborn, the son of the despised one, by giving him a double share of all that he possesses, because
hmm
he is the first product of his virility. The birthright entitled is therefore his. And when it comes to Jacob and Isaac,
Esau, yeah.
or Esau, excuse me, Jacob, he was supposed to be firstborn, but his brother fought him in the womb to get out first.
hmm
And mom knew this.
They put a red string on his hand.
Yeah. If a man has a son who is wayward and rebellious, not obeying his father or his mother, and they may chasten him.
hmm
If he does not heed them, his father and his mother must seize him and bring him out to the elders of the city of the gate of his locale. They must say to the elders of the city, "This son of ours is wayward and rebellious. He does not obey us. He is a glutton and a guzzler." Now, this is at the age of 16, I believe. Dennis Prager, which, hey, I'm pumping him up. I gotta sell him. I gotta sell it again. Here we go. This
hmm
is a very good series. I've got the first 4. May God allow him to complete Leviticus soon. But he has an article in here is that one of the things that this teaches us is that you do not have full autonomy over your own children. While legally, yes, they are your property. About the time of 16, you have to bring him to the court. And the court has to decide whether you're a crappy parent or whether, in 21, all of the men of his city must pelt him with stones until he dies, so that you must eradicate this evil from your midst, so all Israel will hear and be afraid. You have to bring him to a bet din. You have to bring him to a court. You have to bring him before, the elders of the city. You don't have full autonomy, and you do your best, and he still, and this happens. You have some kids that just got issues. It's rare, but this is the law, and it's nice and cut and dry. I like that. All right, I won't keep. I talk too much. 22. If a man commits a sin for which he is sentenced to death, and he is put to death, you must suspend him on a giblet of wood, but you must not leave his body on the wooden giblet overnight.
He did.
Huh?
There's no L. It's
Giblet.
gibbet.
Giblet.
A giblet is something a chicken has. I'm sorry. I just had to point that
No,
out.
thank you for your correction.
It's a gibbet.
A gibbet. All right.
Or if you want to say Francis Gibbet.
Hang him on a chicken gut. Yeah. Okay. You must not leave his body on the wooden gibbet overnight. Rather, sorry. Rather, you must bury him on that day, for a hanged person is an affront to God. Let's say, what was that again? A hanged person is an affront to God.
Yes. Hi. Yeah, read that again. Because we know
A
where this is
hanged
going.
person is an affront to God.
Yep.
You must not defile your land, which God your God is giving you as an inheritance. I've always wondered the impact it would have on a young child. Most of my early years, the first church we went to didn't have the guy on the stick, on the cross.
Uh-huh.
Um, Another one later did, but I'm thinking to those who went to the churches I've seen where there are big ones, or there are at least 8 of them up there. The impact
And
that would have on a 3-year-old, you
and
know.
two, they get carried from procession and recession in and
Mhm.
out of the church. One on each end.
All right. Just saying, I didn't make it up. This is the word of God. Look it up
Mm-hmm.
for yourself. It's right there.
That's
It's
right.
free to the world. It's a bestseller. Chapter 22. You must not see your brother's work bull or sheep straying and ignore it. You must return it to your brother. But if your brother is not near you, or you do not know who he is, you must bring it into your house. It must remain with you until your brother seeks it out, whereupon you must return it to him. You must do you must do with his donkey, and so must you do with his garment, and so must you do with any lost article of your brother that he has lost and that you have found. You cannot ignore it. You must not see your brother's donkey for his work bull fallen under its load on the ground and ignore it. You must pick up the load with him. A man's attire must not be worn by a woman, and a man may not wear a woman's garment, for whoever does these things is an abomination to God, your God. Touche, communists, those who wish to break down a virtuous free society. Touche. If you happen upon a bird's nest in the road, on any tree, or on the ground, and inside there are chicks or eggs, and the mother is brooding upon the chicks or upon the eggs, you must not take the mother while she is sitting upon the young. You must send away the mother, and then you may take the young for yourself, in order that it go well for you, and that you live long. You see no threat of heaven or hell, or promise of heaven or hell? Send away the mother, then take the young.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be cruel to an animal.
No. That's why you don't boil a calf in its mother's milk.
Yeah. I mean, wow, that was one that really hit me hard when I started studying Torah and law and whatnot, and the 7 laws. And that one really hit hard because, yeah, that is kind of gross when you look at it that way. It becomes that's really gross.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, um, I'm not going to say anything against, a beef and Swiss, cold cut sandwich, but the act of it's a little weird, Okay.
Yeah, but
Uh,
nowadays, there's no chance of the mother or, there's no chance of that happening unless you actually have your own farm and you do it on purpose. But other than that, I mean, you go to the store, no, not the
yeah.
same animal, not the same milk.
When you build a new house, you must take a parapet for your roof in order that you not cause blood to be shed in your house by not preventing one who starts to fall from falling off the roof. There has to be a roof, a fence,
A guardrail.
guardrail. Oh, my sinuses are coming back. Here we go. I thought I
I
got rid
know.
of them today. You must not sow your vineyard with a mixture of species, lest the yield of the yield of the seed that you sow and the yield of the vineyard become out of bounds for you. You must not plow through with both a work bull and a donkey.
Hmm. That makes sense. The donkey's going to trip and fall, and the bull's going to trample him, and he's going to end up as fertilizer.
Yeah, you
This is
must
the
not.
one. This is the one here that we got issues with. We talked
You,
about this one for a long time.
how we do? Let's do that again. You must not wear
Oh
a
shoot! Where
pressed,
you at?
woven, or
Oh no.
twisted mixture of wool and linen together. One's a product of an animal.
Yes, and the other one is vegetation.
Hmm. You must not make for yourself twisted threads and hang them as tassels. You must make yourself twisted threads and hang them as tassels on the four corners of your garment with which you cover yourself. That's when you grab. That's the tzitzit. That's
Hmm.
the tassels. That's what the
Disease,
Ben
yeah.
Noach, the ger,
Uh-huh.
is going to grab to take me with you.
Uh-huh.
Uh, if a man takes a wife, has marital relations with her, and comes to hate her, and then accuses her of improper conduct and slanders her, saying, I took this woman as my wife, and when I approached her through marital relations, I did not find any evidence of virginity for her. The girl's father and mother must obtain evidence of the girl's virginity and bring them to the elders of the city at the gate. The girl's father must pay to the elders, or
Say to
must say
the
to the
elder.
elders, yeah, sorry. I gave my daughter to this man as a wife, and he hated her. And behold, he accused her of improper conduct, saying, I did not find any evidence of your daughter's virginity. But here's the evidence of my daughter's virginity. They must display their evidence like a sheet before the elders of the city. How humiliating.
Yeah.
The elders of that city must take the man and chasten him by whipping him. Even more humiliating.
Uh-huh.
They they must fine him 100 shekels of silver, shekels of silver for having slandered a Jewish virgin, and he must give it to the girl's father. She must be his wife, and he may not divorce her as long as he lives. There's no mention that she can't divorce him.
Correct.
If this matter was true, no evidence of the girl's virginity was found. They must take the girl out to the entrance of her father's house. The men of her city must pelt her with stones. She must die, for she did a disgraceful thing in Israel, committing adultery while living in her father's house. So must you eradicate this evil from your midst. That's humiliating too.
Yes.
If a man is found having relations, that's how we say it in the States.
Uh-huh.
If a man is found having relations with the marital woman, the F word they're using there, that's strong. I was not
Uh-huh.
expecting that from Chabad. Well, they don't mess around. If you if a man is found having relations with a married woman, both of them must be put to death. The man who had extramarital relations with the woman, as well as the woman, you must eradicate this evil from Israel. If there is a virgin girl betrothed to a man, and a man finds her in the city and has extramarital relations with her, must the word rhymes with fornicate.
Uh-huh.
You must take them both to the gate of that city, and you must pelt them with stones. They must die. The girl because she did not cry out for help in the city, and the man because he violated his neighbor's wife. You must eradicate this evil from your midst. It's a television show now. It's a special. It's this is like, yeah,
Kate and
this is
Blake.
everybody does it. It's everybody's. Oh my god, like who cares? I remember one friend of mine. We never made it in high school, but there's time when we became interested. Turns out she was still married and was saying, well, my husband works and he's on the road a lot, and everybody does it, kind of what, and I was shocked. And later there was a divorce because of it. But yeah, it's not good. You know, men could be better, but the ladies could be better in our Western society too. Maybe a little more
Mhm.
modesty. And that's okay. That's a woman's superpower. Okay, why are Jewish women so powerful? Modesty. The women are powerful enough. Y'all are bad enough, Rosalie. But when you're modest and focused, look out, man. Yeah, you don't want to. But if a man finds the betrothed girl in a field and the man overpowers her and has extramarital relations with her, only the man who had extramarital relations will be put to death. You must take no action against the girl. The girl did not commit a sin deserving of death. For just as a man rises up against his fellow and murders him, so is this case, because he found her in the field. The betrothed girl cried out, but no one was there to rescue her. You see how fine-tuned they get an
Mhm.
event? Yeah. If a man finds a virgin girl who is not betrothed, seizes her, and has extramarital relations with her, and they are discovered, the man who fornicated with her must give 50 shekels of silver to the girl's father, and he must become his wife, and she must become his wife because he violated her. He may not divorce her as long as he lives. 2 times. And
Mhm.
again, there's never been a case in Jewish history where they forced a woman to marry a man, but he is obligated to be her husband.
Mhm.
So, and she gets it all. She gets the house, she gets everything. And they have the court enforcing this. A lot of people don't like this. This is one of the biggest contested verses I've debated online. And it only hit me a couple of days ago. This is a shotgun wedding. We say shotgun
Mhm.
wedding. You think, oh, it was done on the fly. No, it was when, um, Mary Sue's been knocked up. You're the father. You're going to marry her right now, or we're going to
Mhm.
blow your brains out, boy.
Mhm.
You will marry her. We're going to make sure you provide for her. That's all that is. That's all that is. And we don't mind. We understand why a father would do that. You have to marry her. You've done her wrong. Well,
Plus, on
this
top of that, if there was a
is,
chance of children because of that union, that would make the children bastards.
and that's not the guilt of
Mhm.
the children for that, nor is it hers.
Great.
Yeah, he has to. Yeah, that's the. Yeah, thank you, Rosalie. Thank you for.
Mhm.
Yeah. Why would he be forced to marry her? Well, who's going to take care of her?
Mhm.
Women. They're. Women were separate but equal. This was 3,000 years ago. What's she going to do?
Plus, there's
Go and
tribal.
snap?
Well, again, there's tribal um, issues there too, because he has to marry her so they know what tribe he's from or the child is from.
Yep.
Because the Jewish line goes through the mother, but the tribe goes through the father. Okay,
All right.
23.
I guess we'll go a little long today.
That's fine with me.
Um, Chapter 23. A man. Okay, here we go. And this is when Chabad. If
Noah.
you're on Chabad, you follow the link. You're going to see. I haven't explained this yet, but the bold is the translation of the Hebrew you see to your right. The finer print or the thinner, the regular text is an explanation. You might call it a commentary. It's more like an education to the common man who reads this, the common person who reads this. It's there to help you understand what he means, and this is one in the fact.
It's oral Torah, basically.
Basically, a man may not take his father's wife in marriage. One may not uncover the corner of his father's cloak, i.e., fornicate with his deceased brother's wife who is waiting for him to marry her or release her.
Yep, that's
Um,
Noah right there.
yeah. Yep. A man with injured testicles or whose reproductive organ is cut may not enter the assembly of God by marrying a born Jewess. You can marry others, but you can't marry the Jewish girl.
Hmm.
A bastard may not enter the assembly of God by marrying a legitimate born Jew. Even the 10th generation descendant of a bastard may not enter the assembly of God. Hardcore.
Hmm.
by today's standards, but maybe not. Maybe not. An Amorite or a Moabite may not enter the assembly of God by marrying a born Jewess. Even the 10th generation descended from an Ammonite or a Moabite convert for all time may never enter the assembly of God because they
Now
did.
we have to clarify this. This
Uh,
is the man marrying a Jewish woman. However, a Moabite woman may marry a Jewish man.
God goes easy on women in a lot of ways.
Well, we have to, otherwise we wouldn't have King David. And Ruth was his grandmother, and she was a Moabite.
Yes, she was. Yeah, it doesn't say a Moabitess. Women can convert a lot easier than men can. Women have that spiritual something going on up there. Uh, yeah, that's a man, a 10th generation descendant of, and
Mhm.
it's now, it didn't say the woman. It says the men, Ammonite and a
Yep.
Moabite, because they did not greet you with bread and water when you were traveling after you left Egypt, and because they hired Balaam, son of Beor, from Petor in Aram, Naharaim, excuse me,
Mhm.
Naharaim, yes, against you to curse you. But God your God did not want to listen to Balaam, so God your God transformed the curse into a blessing for you because God your God loves you. You must never look out for the welfare. You must never look out for their welfare or their good in all your days.
Mhm.
Some people you got to leave the heck alone.
That's what it's coming into now.
Yes, ma'am. Um, Rosalie, would you mind taking over reading?
Sure. You
Okay,
must
thank
not
you.
despise an Edomite, for he is your brother. You must not despise an Egyptian, for you were a sojourner in his land. Children who are born to them the third generation after their conversion may enter the assembly of God by marrying born Jews. When you go forth as a military camp against your enemies, you must be wary of any evil thing. If there be among you a man who becomes ritually defiled due to a nocturnal seminal discharge, he must go outside the camp. He must not enter the camp until the late afternoon. He immerses himself in the mikveh waters, and when the sun sets, he may enter the camp. You must have a designated place outside of the camp so that you can go out there to use it as a latrine. You must keep a spike on your person in addition to your weapons, and when you sit down outside to relieve yourself, you must dig with it, and you must turn back and cover your excrement. For God your God accompanies you in the midst of your camp to rescue you and deliver you from your enemies before you. Your camp must be holy, so that he not see anything unseemingly in you, and because of that turn away from you. Excuse
Even
me.
animals try to cover it up, or cats and
Yes.
dogs anyway, will try to cover
Yep.
that stuff up. So imagine if God has to command it to a species. We got a ways to go. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
You figured that we would know that we wouldn't even have to have that conversation to begin with, but welcome to Los Angeles. Okay, number 16. Or was that San Francisco? Can't
San Fran.
remember.
It was San
Okay.
Fran. Yeah.
Okay. You may
Oof.
not hand over a slave to his master if he seeks refuge with you from his master. He must reside among you wherever he chooses within any of your cities, where it is good for him. You must not taunt him. There must be no prostitute among the daughters of Israel, and there must not be no male prostitute among the sons of Israel. You may not bring an article of used wait a minute. You may not bring an article used to pay a prostitute's fee, or an article that was used to pay for a dog to the house of God. Your God is fulfillment of any sacrificial vow, because both of them are an abomination to God your God. You must not pay interest to your brother, whether interest on money, interest on food, or interest on any other article which interest is taken. This is a big heated topic with a few of the rabbis. It's like the money, the quick loans and money interest businesses.
Mhm.
Yeah, not good. Do not use them. You may pay interest to a Gentile, but you must not pay interest to your brother, in order that God, your God, bless you in all your endeavors in the land that you are entering in order to possess. When you make a vow to offer up a sacrifice to God, your God, you must not delay in fulfilling it, for God, your God, will demand it of you, and this delay will be counted as a sin for you. If you refrain from making sacrificial vows, you will not accrue any sin.
I
Observe and
wanted to,
fulfill whatever obligation issues from your lips exactly as you have vowed them to God, your God. The same applies to a sacrificial dedication that you have uttered with your mouth. So if you like the telethons and you promise to give X amount to the telethon, and the day that the envelope comes and you don't pay it, yeah, not good.
yeah. I also want to point out you may pay interest, 21, you may pay interest to a Gentile. You must not pay interest to your brother. Gentile does not mean non-Jew. The word used is nokri.
Yeah,
Um,
and it still can't be exorbitant.
yeah,
It still
but
has to be fair.
a nokri is someone far off, civilized enough that you could be around them, but you're not. They're not neighbors. They're not Israelites. They're complete foreigners.
They be
Okay,
rednecks.
so that's yeah.
I'm
See,
sorry. Couldn't.
so yeah, I just want to make sure when they say Gentile, always look over and see which Gentile they're talking about, because
Yeah.
there's a variety of non-Jewish people in the Torah, considering, you know.
Yep.
Go ahead. Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
chapter 23, verse 25. If you enter your neighbor's vineyard as a hired harvester, you may eat as many grapes as you desire until you are sated. You may not put any into your container. If you enter your neighbor's field of standing grain as a hired harvester, you may pick the ears of grain manually in order to eat the kernels, but you may not lift sickle upon your neighbor's standing grain to cut it off any of it for yourself.
This is for animals too. You can't stop you can't muzzle an ox while he's working your field. You got to allow him to eat
He's
as
got to
much as
eat.
he wants. Yeah.
That's right. If a man, okay, 24. If a man takes a wife and has marital relations with her, and she becomes unfavorable to him because he discovers her in an unseemly moral matter, he should write her a bill of divorce or place it into her hand, and thus send her away from his house. This is kind of interesting because this is what's going on in the House of Windsor over there in England.
Oh, really?
No divorce yet, but oh yeah. If, after she leaves his house, she goes and marries another man, the latter husband will become to hate her and write her a bill of divorce, place it into her hand, and send her away from his house, or the latter husband who took her as a wife will die before her. In either case, her first husband, who sent her away, may not take her again as his wife, since she became defiled to him. For that is an abomination before your God. You must not bring sin upon the land that God your God is giving you as an inheritance. So if you divorce somebody, you can't remarry them. Okay. When a man takes a new wife, he must not go out in the army, nor must he be obligated to do anything. He must remain exempt to attend to his home affairs for 1 year and gladden his wife whom he has married. A creditor must not, I know, woohoo. A creditor must not
Yeah.
take a debtor's lower or upper millstone as collateral, because by doing so, he is in effect taking the life of the debtor as his collateral. If a man is found to have kidnapped any person from among his brothers, from the Israelites, and to have enslaved and sold him, that kidnapper must be put to death. Okay, this is like King, is it David?
Hmm.
No, Joseph, excuse me,
So yeah,
Joseph.
yeah.
You must eradicate the evil from kidnapping from your midst. Regarding the liaison of Zarat, take care to meticulously safeguard the practice of these laws by studying how to observe them in order to perform them properly. Take care to act in accordance with all that the Levitic priests instruct you, as I have commanded them. Remember what God, your God, did to Miriam when they were traveling after you left Egypt. He gave her he gave her
Mm.
legions. When you demand back something that you loaned to your fellow, you must not enter his home to take his collateral. You must stand outside, and the person from whom you are demanding the return of your loan must bring the collateral to you outside. If he is a poor man, you must not lie down to sleep with this collateral still in your possession. You must return the collateral to him by sunset, in order that he will be able to lie down to sleep in his garment. He will bless you, and it will be counted for you as merit before God, your God. This is the one I like right here. You must not withhold the wages of a poor or destitute employee, whether of your brothers or of your converts, in your land or in your cities. You must give him his wage on a promised day. The sun must not set on it, because he is poor and he risks life to earn it, that he did not cry out to God against you, and this sin be counted against you. I love that. Fathers must not be put to death by virtue of their sons' testimony, nor must sons be put to death by virtue of their father's testimony. A man may be put to death only for his own transgression. A man may be put to death only for his own transgression. No man can die for another.
And
You
for those
must
who want
not.
reparations,
Uh-huh.
right there.
Yep.
It's translated this way, but it's yeah, you don't punish. Hi, honey. You don't punish the son for the sin of the father, nor the father for the sin of the son. That's in Isaiah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, hey, turn that off.
Hi,
No.
Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. Okay.
You must not pervert the judgment of a convert or of an orphan. You must not take a widow's garment as collateral. You must recall that you were a slave in Egypt, and that God, your God, redeemed you from there. I therefore command you to do this thing. When you reap your harvest in your field and forget a sheaf in the field, you must not go back to take it. It must be left over for the convert, the orphan, and the widow, in order that God, your God, bless you in all that you do. When you beat your olive tree, you must not remove its glory by picking all of its fruit, nor pick up what you have left behind you. It must be left for the convert, the orphan, and the widow. When you pick the grapes of your vineyard, you must not glean the young grapes, nor pick up what you have left behind you. It must be left for the convert, the orphan, and the widow. Which is kind of nice if you know anything about grape harvesting. The harvesting machines, they, for some reason, it's built into them that like the first foot or so, maybe a little more, is not picked. That has to be done by hand.
Huh.
The same with the last. They must, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
If there's a quarrel between people, they should approach the court for judgment. The judges must judge them. They must acquit the innocent party and condemn the guilty party. If the guilty party has incurred the penalty of lashes, the judge must have him bend over and flog him in front of him as benefits his crime. The maximum number of lashes that a sheriff must administer is one less than 40. He must not exceed this number, lest he give him a much more severe flogging than these 39 lashes, and your brother be belittled in your eye. You must not muzzle a work bull when it is threshing. There you go. If your brother's born at the same time, wait a minute. If your brothers born of the same father are living at the same time, and one of them dies having no child, the dead man's wife will not be free to marry an outsider. Her husband's brother must engage in carnal relations with her, taking her as a wife for himself and marrying her. The duty devolves upon the eldest brother, but only if she can bear children. The brother will succeed to his brother's estate in his deceased brother's name, so that his name may not be obliterated from Israel. Now this is Ruth and her husband Obed, and what she went through before she married Boaz. If a man does not wish to take his brother as a wife of his own, the brother's wife must go to the gate to the elders, saying, "My husband's brother has refused to perpetuate his brother's name in Israel. He does not want to marry me." The elders of this city must summon him and speak to him, and he must stand up and say, "I do not want to take her as a wife." His brother's wife must approach him in the view of the elders and remove his shoe from his foot. She must spit in front of him and the respond saying, "This must be done to the man who will not build up his brother's household. His name must be called one time by those of Israel present at the ceremony. This is the house of he who had his shoe removed. If two men, a man and his brother Israelite, are quarreling, and the wife of the attacked one approaches to rescue her husband from his assailant, and she stretches forth her hand and grabs a hold of his private parts, you must cut off to make her pay the value of her hand. You must not take pity upon her. You must not keep two supposedly identical but differing weights in your pocket, one heavy weight for buying and a light one for selling. You must not keep two different ephah measures in your house, a large one for buying and a small one for selling. You must possess a full and correct weight and a full and correct ephah measure in order that you live long on the land that God your God has given you. For whoever does such wicked things, whoever perpetrates such injustice, it is an abomination to God your God. You must remember what the nation of Amalek did to you when you were traveling after you left Egypt. How on the way it attacked you by surprise and mutilated all the weak ones at your rear. You were faint from thirst and weary, and they did not fear God. When God your God grants you respite from all of your enemies surrounding you in the land of God your God is giving you to possess as an inheritance, you must obliterate the remembrance of Amalek from beneath heaven. You must not forget. See, this is why right here is like, okay, did the IDF forget this and BB forget all this? You know, it's like, hmm, yeah, get on it.
Yeah.
See, this is what needs to be done. And the Christians are saying, no, no, you turn your head cheek. No, we don't.
No. Nope.
Alrighty.
No.
With
And
that,
if they seek to eradicate you,
kill
you
them
got to deal
first.
with them. Yeah.
No, if you know they're coming for them, kill them first. And that ends the reading, and we have half Torah.
Yeah. So yeah, they can take over here. It's a
Mhm.
small one. Is that me?
Okay,
Yeah, it is.
here comes the reading.
Uh, Yeshayahu, aka
Isaiah
Isaiah,
54.
chapter 54.
Woohoo.
Here we go. Sing, you barren woman who is not born. Burst out into song and jubilate. You who have not experienced birth pangs, for the children of the desolate one are more than the children of the married woman, says the Lord. Widen the place of your tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of your habitations. Do not spare. Lengthen your cords and strengthen your stakes. For right and left shall you prevail, and your seed shall inherit nations and repeople desolate cities. Fear not, for you shall not be ashamed, and be not embarrassed, for you shall not be put to shame. For the shame of your youth you shall forget, and the disgrace of your widowhood you shall no longer remember. For your master is your maker, the Lord of hosts is his name, and your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, shall be called the God of all the earth. For like a wife who is deserted and distressed in spirit has the Lord called you, and a wife of one's youth who has rejected, said your God. For a small moment I have forsaken you, and with great mercy will I gather you. With a little wrath did I hide my countenance for a moment from you, and with everlasting kindness will I have compassion on you, said your Redeemer, the Lord. For this is to me as the waters of Noah. As I swore that the waters of Noah shall never again pass over the earth, so I have sworn neither to be wroth with you nor to rebuke you. For the mountains shall depart and the hills totter, but my kindness shall not depart from you, neither shall the covenant of my peace totter, says the Lord, who has compassion on you.
Okay. Amen.
Amen. And that is going to end our live broadcast tonight, folks.
Yay. Shabbat
Well,
shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for stopping by. We'll be here next
Mhm.
week, God willing. Same time, same channel. Rosalie, any final words?
Yes. Just remember next Thursday
Hmm.
is a Remembrance Day. And everybody take a couple of minutes for remembrance. That's all.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you on the flip side, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Good night.
Uh-oh, my button's not working again. Oh, dear. Here we go.
Yeah, okay. There's that.
Delete room. Okay, we're gonna have to break out of here. I have to delete the room, and Rosalie, I guess I'll see you on the flip side. And then
Alrighty.
go
Talk
in
to you
the
soon.
back door here. Be well.
Be well.